and welcome to another exciting episode of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Audrey Williams. Spring is in full swing, a time of renewal, growth, and transition. This month also brings celebrations such as Child's Month, Teacher's Day, Mother's Day, Workers' Week, Labor Day, along with the preparations and transitions for students as exams approach. On that note, we have a lot to uncover in today's show. We'll cover topics such as the introduction of new certification from the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, capital spending in one ministry, and much more. But first, let's hear from the newsroom.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 2, 2025. Government is moving ahead with plans to establish a single road regulation agency, proposed to be called the One Road Authority. The idea was put forward by the administration as far back as 2008, but Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, says the need became more apparent during planning for the Spark Road program. In a recent address to the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce and Industry's monthly meeting, Minister Morgan said Spark highlighted the prevailing issues of the current system, where authority for roads is split among many different agencies.
So what happens is a developer develops a housing scheme, and he gives them a road, the people a road. Nobody hands over the road to anybody. 5 years down the line, the roads become destroyed. Somebody goes to the MP and starts protesting or complaining that they need to fix them road. The MP goes and checks NW says, not my road. He goes to parish council says, not my road. Who suffers? The citizen.
The One Road Authority is expected to address these long-standing issues of maintenance, accountability, and development.
One agency that essentially is a regulator that is going to say to whoever, these are the standards, these are the roads that are here, you have to fix it. We're going to have to carry out a significant amount of consultation to determine how the One Road Authority works.
A number of roads being constructed under the Spark program have already been completed, while others are near completion. The update comes from the Minister with Responsibility for Works, Robert Morgan, who gave an address at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. Among the completed roads and those close to completion are Richings Avenue in St. Andrew, Maho Drive and Ransford Close in St. Catherine, Everest Drive in Kingston, and multiple roads in downtown Kingston.
Orange Grove is being paved right now, and Dorothy Drive in St. Andrew was being paved yesterday. So when I say spark is sparking, it's a significant spark. And we made a commitment that by July, we would have completed at least 70 roads, which means that we should have completed at least one road in each constituency. Now,
Minister Morgan says almost 200 roads are being targeted for repair this year. Government is committed to boosting the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's fleet of vehicles to ensure the availability of 1,600 operational units at all times. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang gave the assurance on Tuesday as he opened the 2025-2026 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. He says these vehicles will be similar to a mobile operational unit equipped with up-to-date technology.
It's not just any vehicle, it's a police vehicle, a purpose-built vehicle with its cameras, sirens, computer console, all that is required to come. This is a walking police operational unit that the police can communicate and keep in touch with all the headquarters at all times.
A fleet management system will be set up and maintained by the police to keep track of the vehicles. Dr. Chang says a strategic decision was made to dedicate resources for police mobility within the ministry's recurrent budget rather than relying solely on capital projects, which are one-time allocations.
What we have done, the police vehicle is an essential part of police operation. It's not a capital expense. A building is capital. You build, maintain, and it stays there. A police vehicle is will have a lifetime. So we have to put it in the recurrent budget because it's an essential part of the process. The expanded fleet has translated into faster response times, increased patrol coverage, and enhanced visibility of law enforcement personnel in the communities. These are critical factors in deterring crime and reassuring our communities.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, is providing key stakeholders in the country's disaster response system with 25 tablet computers to support initial damage assessments. The devices, which were procured under the Adaptation Fund, were handed over during a function at the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, on Monday. They will be equally distributed to ODPEM and municipal corporations in Portland, St. Mary, St. Thomas, and Manchester. The tablets are expected to facilitate immediate collection, uploading, and conveyance of damage assessment data for relief and response coordination through the National Emergency Operations Center, NEOC. Richmond Primary and Infant School in St. Mary is the latest beneficiary of a 29-seater Toyota Coaster bus provided through a partnership between the National Education Trust and the Embassy of Japan. Valued at over $72,000, the bus will provide safe and reliable transportation for both students and staff. During the recent official handover ceremony, Education Minister Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon expressed deep appreciation for the donation and for the Embassy's continued support and generosity to Jamaica. She says the vehicle will complement the government's formal rural school bus system, which is set to launch in the 2025-2026 academic year.
We recognize that rural transportation challenges have for far too long limited the full potential of our students. Access to education should never depend on where you happen to be born.
The minister points out that Phase 1 of the rural school bus system is already underway, with the expansion of JUTC services to parishes such as Clarendon, St. Thomas, St. Mary, and St. Catherine.
And we see Phase 2, we will have the deployment of 100 fully refurbished buses across various parishes. And 60 of these buses will be rolling out in September to coincide with the start of the new school year. And an additional 40 will be delivered in January 2026.
In the meantime, Senator Morris Dixon is encouraging the staff and students of Richmond Primary to fully utilize their new school bus and to ensure it is well maintained. And finally, the Jamaica Information Service JIS is partnering with a charity group to help facilitate much-needed repairs of the road corridor leading to the Mount Olivet Boys' Home in Walterston, Manchester. More than $100,000 was recently provided by Baldwin and Dr. Susan Davis of the Dr. Sue and You Charitable Foundation to fund the Mount Olivet Boys' Home roadway repair project. The state-run facility, which houses an average of 30 boys, was adopted by the JIS in 2009 and remains the agency's main corporate social responsibility project. Mr. Baldwin Davis, whose uncle was one of the home's early superintendents, expressed joy in providing support and said he looked forward to playing a bigger role with the JIS to improve and maintain the dignity of the boys. The home has created a GoFundMe account to raise funds towards resurfacing the deteriorated roadway, and this can be accessed at gofund.me. Full details on the screen. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has been rolling out new initiatives to enhance its impact across the region. One of these initiatives is the introduction of the Caribbean Targeted Education Certificate, CTEC, a subject and skill-based qualification. Our upcoming feature will give the details.
What is this new qualification from the Caribbean Examinations Council? A bold leap into the future of Caribbean education is the Caribbean Targeted Education Certificate, or CTEC. Set at the same academic standard as CSEC and CAPE, CTech will use the same syllabuses but with a progressive twist. This isn't just about grades, it's about growth. The focus will be on related and relevant learning outcomes while supporting the gradual development of key competencies. The syllabus is also designed to allow for continuous progressive learning.
This new qualification is what we call the Caribbean Targeted Education Certificate, CTEC. This CTEC, along with the suite of credentials that we offer, will be our micro-credential and will be awarded to students who successfully achieve a module.
Each subject is broken into modules. Complete one module and you earn a micro-credential. Stack them and you work your way up to full qualifications like CSEC, CAPE, and even an associate degree, part of a broader credential pathway designed for flexibility and lifelong learning.
There is continuity from the micro-credential to the intermediate to the macro, and students will have several opportunities to achieve that pathway.
CTech takes two main approaches, subject-based and skills-based. Whether you're working toward traditional subjects or mastering real-life scenarios, each path is tailored to match a student's goals and context. So a lot more flexibility will be available to students in achieving and demonstrating the level of competencies acquired. The pilot will start first with both English and mathematics, and the modularization of English and mathematics will be done across 3 modules, and each module will be assessed independently, and the combination of those 3 modules will provide for the award of the full certification.
For example, in mathematics, CTEC Award Module 1 will be achieved by a student at any point throughout their study. 2, 3, and all of that come together to give you the full CSEC mathematics qualification.
If students have to leave school, they can pick up where they left off. No need to start over. For example, if they completed Module 1, they could return later to complete Modules 2 and 3 to earn the full CTEC certification.
All of this will add a lot of flexibility because a student studying engineering can now take a module in the business subject, let's say in entrepreneurship, because he's interested in starting his own business after completing the program. So a lot of flexibility will be achieved through this.
The pilot phase of the CTEC certification project is scheduled to begin in September, with the first certificates set to be issued in 2026.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Up next, we'll take a closer look at the annual capital spending outlined for the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Watch as we share details of the projected financial support to various key initiatives and projects within the ministry.
Developing Jamaica's cultural and creative industries and the entertainment and sports sectors while promoting gender mainstreaming comes with a $7 billion price tag in the 2025-2026 fiscal year. $6.76 billion is being allocated from the Consolidated Fund, and the Portfolio Ministry will earn the other $509 million from various activities. Almost half of the ministry's budget, $3.2 billion, is set aside to preserve and promote Jamaica's culture during the fiscal year.
We do it for culture. We do it for the Jamaican people.
The premier cultural agency, the JCDC, will receive over $500 million for its operating expenses and a combined $338.7 million to identify and develop the country's cultural talents and promote them at the national level through interventions like the Festival of the Performing Arts competitions. Another $368 million will allow for the staging of Grand Gala, Emancipation Day, and the National Heritage Week celebrations.
Undoubtedly, it takes incredible teamwork to bring these events to life. And we couldn't do it alone. It requires the support of all of us.
$1 billion will fund cultural and heritage protection and preservation works through allocations to the National Gallery of Jamaica, the National Natural History and Jamaica Music Museums, Liberty Hall, Simon Bolivar Cultural Center, and the Junior Center. Of note is $42.48 million included for preserving the legacy of national hero Marcus Garvey as the government continues efforts to fully acquire and develop his boyhood home. Labor Day works will also be supported. Under the umbrella of entertainment and economic linkages, work continues to develop an Entertainment Policy and Entertainment Industry Act to develop, market, and export local talents. This includes advancing the Jamaica Entertainers and Creative Insurance Plan, Phase 1 of which was launched in November 2024.
The group health insurance will be up and running. And this is comprehensive, covering hospitalization, surgery, maternity. I can say to the young women entertainers, it covers maternity, it covers major medical and overseas non-emergency and overseas emergency medical care.
It's a powerful tool for balanced health, builds social skills, and is an economic generator. So, from the grassroots to the professional level, government is investing big in sports, over $2 billion in fiscal year 2025-2026. Approximately $1.27 billion is to implement sporting activities at the community and parish levels and buy equipment for schools and other sport groups.
What we are doing here, we are the nursery, and we are providing you with nurturing that talent that you will one day be showcasing as future stars.
To keep Jamaica's sporting record clean, $339.5 million is going to the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission and World Anti-Doping Agency, and $511.9 million will be pumped into sport infrastructure development and management. This year, the ministry is on a mission to increase the new gender focal points and grow the number of micro-businesses participating in its Women Entrepreneurship Support Program. It's part of the gender mainstreaming mandate that's receiving $1.047 billion during the fiscal year. This includes $534.8 million for the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation, which supports teen mothers, and $272.6 million to meet the administrative expenses of the Bureau of Gender Affairs. For the 2025-2026 fiscal year, government is putting its money behind the talk of taking Jamaica's culture to the world, driving sport development, and addressing the gender imbalance.
Social media is fun,
but it can also be unsafe.
To ensure our safety, we need to be smart. That's right. The first thing to know is that being on social media carries certain risks. So, being a smarty pants on these platforms will work in your favor.
Here are a few tips to keep in mind. Be careful about what you share. Know your audience by limiting who can see your posts. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Meeting people online can be exciting, but always stay cautious. Beware of catfishing.
To learn more about how to stay safe online, visit the Office of the Children's Advocate at www.welcome.oca.gov.jm.
Teachers, parents, and children alike,
Stay smart, stay safe.
Financial planning is essential for managing your money effectively and achieving short, medium, and long-term financial goals. In our next feature, we'll explore the importance of financial planning and provide practical steps on how to get started on the path to fiscal success.
Financial planning isn't just about making smart choices. It's about being disciplined, committed, and consistently working towards your long-term goals. By setting clear objectives and crafting a thoughtful plan, you can achieve financial stability faster than you might think. But before rushing into decisions, the first step is finding the right advisor who can provide expert guidance on making informed choices. So, what should you do during this financial planning process?
You need to build an emergency fund. You need to also have retirement planning, and you need to also have critical illness planning in the event of any emergency. So let's take some time to go through a few items. For your emergency fund, you want to make sure you have at least 2 to 3 months of your monthly expense saved. One of the best ways to do that is to automate your savings. So if it is that you make X per month, you set aside a percentage of your income for savings, at least 10 to 15%. And then you set up a standing order with your bank or salary deduction with your workplace. So that is automated. Now, once you have achieved your goal of your emergency fund, and remember this is emergency, not for trips, not for partying, in the event of an emergency. The next thing you want to address are your high interest rate debts. Start first by looking at your credit cards. If your minimum payment is $10,000 and within your budget you can pay 15 or 20, aggressively pay it down so that you'll get rid of it in a short period of time. Then look at your hire purchase agreements with your financial places or your places that you buy furniture and stuff from. Let's say you take out a washing machine. When you calculate your interest that you're paying back over time, you're paying for that unit maybe 2 or 3 times. So really what you want to do is aggressively pay off your principal. Once you've comfortably secured all of that, then the next thing you want to do is income protection. What most persons don't think about is, what happens if I'm not able to earn? You make X per month, but then you get a critical illness, a heart attack, stroke, in worst case scenario, cancer. At best, your workplace will give you your pay for at least a month or 2. Then they'll give you compassionate leave. After that, all the bills are on you. And that's what really drives most of us home. So you really want to safeguard that with a critical illness plan. What that does is, in the event of any form of illness or any emergency, a lump sum is paid out directly to you. Once you've covered your income protection, now you need to set aside goals that you're saving towards. Whether it's to purchase a home, whether it's educational fund if you have a child, or whether it's retirement, which is long-term savings. Now, your approach to savings is multifaceted. You take different approach. One is you can do equities and stocks, which is long-term. I'll encourage that for pension and retirement. You can also contribute to a pension scheme. And if your workplace offers the option for you to contribute maximum contribution, then do that, because pension payments are also tax-free. The next option you have is your bonds, government bonds. You have the opportunity of doing equities or stocks, or in our current climate with the JSE getting more active, we have IPOs that are coming out. So you can listen to different financial reports, and if a company is going to be listed, then it's a good opportunity for you to invest. But do your research first on the company. Make sure you read their prospectus and invest in that. The good thing about these IPOs is that it gives you an opportunity to aggressively increase or multiply your funds. Nothing beats starting a business because you can earn in that current time value of money when you retire. Whereas pensions are good, the thing about pension is that you're paid one set income until your day has come. However, with a business, you have the opportunity to increase your revenue, increase your sales and your offerings in line with inflation or whatever the current value of money is at that time. So the best thing is to start saving for now. Go through, sit down, think about what are the hobbies, things that you like doing and what you can monetize. First, write out all your debts. Write out what your monthly payback is and write out the interest rate. And then start with the snowball effect. Start paying off the smallest one first. Once you clear that, you reallocate those funds to paying off the next one. And once you clear that, you reallocate those funds to paying off the other one until you clear them off. But be aggressive about it and give yourself a specific timeline. It may be tight for a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're clearing up all of these funds that you'll be paying into debt to use as investment.
To recap, financial success demands discipline and consistency. Start by budgeting for living expenses, emergency funds, and savings. And if entrepreneurship is your goal, use your salary to grow your business until it replaces your income. With these tools, be responsible and enjoy the journey to financial success.
As exam season approaches, students at the primary level preparing for the Primary Exit Profile, PEP, and those at the secondary level preparing for CSEC and CAPE are entering a crucial period. Exam jitters are normal, but with proper planning and preparation, students can get ahead with these quick tips. 1. Create a weekly study timetable with key topics. 2. Study 2 to 3 hours each day. 3. Practice past papers. 4. Give yourself timed mock exams. And last, join a study group for added support. Secondary students, take note. The Scientific Research Council, SRC, is offering free virtual workshops for CSEC students focusing on math, chemistry, biology, and physics. These sessions include theory reviews, exam strategies, and small group tutoring led by expert educators. This is another way to boost your exam performance. So, remember, create your study plan, and as you prepare, stay calm, stay focused, and believe in yourself. You've got this. We've come to the end of our program. For a full recap and more, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.